The state has awarded several school districts grants through the Teacher Diversification Pilot Program. Amherst, Holyoke, and Springfield received the grants. Carolee McGrath sat down with Beth Gage, the Chief of Talent for Holyoke Public Schools, and Recruiting Manager Kelly Curran to learn more.
This is the second time we received the Teacher Diversification Grant that was around last year, and we were awarded some money. This time we were awarded around $367,000 and some change. This year we're using it for the Teach Western Mass program, which I believe they were on your show not too long ago. So the money will be going towards scholarships for residents. Traditionally it's been people recruited from outside, but we're trying to recruit from within and use our own talent to bring them to become teachers. We have, I believe it's 17 scholarships available. And then it's an accelerated teacher licensure program where they get trained during the spring, and then they work in our summer program, and then they will become teachers of record in the fall. Then the second thing we were granted was recruitment bonuses. So this will be for anything from sign-on bonuses for high needs areas, hard to fill positions, to relocation bonuses, because we want to make sure that teachers that come from another community are dedicated to Holyoke and will stay in Holyoke. So we want to make that as easy as possible for them. And the third bucket of money we received is for a partnership with UMass to help our current students start their pathway to become teachers.
Okay, so to really encourage them to choose that as a profession one day. So would that be dual college enrollment or just exposing them to what UMass has to offer?
Yeah, so it'll be dual college enrollment. We want to begin a Future Teachers Club where they'll start to get cultivated and learn what it takes to become a teacher. They'll have internships, hopefully in all of our schools as juniors and seniors. It's still in the beginning phases.
Right.
So once we received the money, we had a meeting immediately with UMass, and we're now working out the details.
How important would you say, with your line of work, is diversification in the classroom? How important is that for you?
I mean, it's one of our number one priorities. I think like these three priorities that we're speaking to specifically today, I mean, we can talk about like how that plays into our strategy. You know, the Teach Western Mass residency program is where we're dedicating most of the funding that we received through this grant to. So that's about $227,000. I think why that's important, it's already structured to try to reduce barriers for people to enter into the profession. This is particularly challenging for people of color. You know, I think we have the opportunity right now with the support of the state to actually even eliminate the cost barrier that some of these candidates face.
And do these candidates have already a bachelor's in education? And then it's the additional, right, because you have to go back and get your master's, and then you're talking about licensure. I mean, that can be completely overwhelming for anybody.
Yes. So for this program in particular, they do have to have a bachelor's degree. It does not necessarily need to be in education though. So this does allow them to go back. It is an accelerated alternate pathway. So it does not get them like a master's degree, but it will lead them to initial certification with the state.
Okay, what is the makeup in Holyoke Public Schools of teachers of color in the classroom?
Yeah, do you want to speak to that?
Sure. Yeah. So our most recent snapshot, which was the week of December 4th, we were at 23% teachers of color in the district. And just an interesting note, since the school year 2015, when that school year began, it was 13%, and so now, almost 5 years later, we're at 23, which in numbers is an additional 41 teachers of color, and out of those, 21 identify as Hispanic, which is the largest population in Holyoke, so it's important that we have more Hispanic teachers.
And talk a little bit about classroom performance for kids and the success of kids having somebody, you know, who's a teacher who is a teacher of color or comes from, you know, their similar background. How important is that?
Yeah, I think there's more and more studies just showing what a positive impact it can have on learning. One of the most recent studies that we found is a black student who has at least one black educator before third grade is 13% more likely to enroll in college. And if that if they actually have 2 Black educators, that increases to about 32% more likely to enroll in college. So those are significant impacts, and we need to make sure that we're setting up an environment that is best for student learning.
And what are you hearing from teachers, just in general in the district about the importance of the diversification? They must be excited about some of the new opportunities, yes?
Yeah, so I think both teachers and paraprofessionals, we have a large population of Hispanic paraprofessionals who, like Beth spoke to earlier, don't have the advantages of going to college because their salary's lower or just other barriers in the way. So I think they're excited about the pathways and the support that they're able to take advantage of.
And speaking to that a little bit, where we talked about our teaching population, our para population much more closely mirrors our student population. So it is a priority area for us to build a smooth pathway and transition for them into teaching. They're about 65% of color, and about 65% of them live right in Holyoke, which I think matters in this work, that they have those deep community connections, because we are more likely to retain them at that point.
Yes, and you did talk about that, being from the community, they're invested in the community, they know the kids, they likely know the parents, and you're talking about retaining them. How do you do that long term? Like, what do you kind of lay out for them to say, hey, listen, this is a great place to work and live, and we want to keep you here? How do you do that?
Right, so we've been working hard the past couple of years on focusing on retention. More recently, we've started affinity groups for people of color to have a support system in the district. We have specialized PD. This year, I think we have 8 days dedicated to teacher PD, where they have more choice and get to choose what they're being involved in, because they might have a specific pathway that they need, maybe to recertification or just other skills they need to build.
Yeah, I think too, individually at each school, you'll see different strategies depending on the culture that exists there. But we do have these district-wide efforts as well. But also just simple things like recognizing employees, making sure like they do have these support systems set up, particularly for our teachers of color who I think tend to have a higher turnover rate, or historically at least. And so we just want to make sure that they have an outlet where they're not feeling isolated from the rest of the staff. And I think the PD also speaks to that, because we're training everybody on, developing an inclusive environment for all students, all staff.